Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to watch Fight World!
Ladies and gentlemen, avid enthusiasts of fisticuffs, ardent fans of flying fists, and all of you lovely folks here to savor the epic spectacle of watching highly trained adults deliver textbook punches on each other's faces. Welcome back! We're ecstatic to have you back at our channel, a virtual mecca for those of us who can appreciate the blood-splattered beauty of a well-executed haymaker, the rhythmic dance of a heated clinch, the poetic ebb and flow of a grueling ground fight. Think of it like an art gallery for adrenaline junkies, with a lot less berets and still life compositions, and a lot more blood, sweat, and cauliflower ears. Today we're unpacking a veritable feast of MMA news and analysis that could satiate the hunger of the most insatiable fight fan. So strap in, load up on popcorn, or your snack of choice, and prepare for a deep dive into the brutal yet beautiful world of MMA. Remember, in this world, the canvas serves less as a backdrop for starry nights or serene landscapes, and more as a cushion for fighters who find themselves on the receiving end of a knockout punch. And of course, let's not forget to honor the wisdom of our cherished philosopher and pugilist, Rocky Balboa. It ain't about how hard you hit.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Or in some unfortunate cases, how quickly you can roll over and tap out. But hey, semantics, right? Now let's take an unexpected detour into the tech lane for a brief moment. The buzz in town is that our very own Meta CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, when he's not preoccupied with puppeteering his vast digital dominion, has somehow found the time to earn his blue belt in Jiu-Jitsu. Who would have thought, right? After you've accomplished world domination in the digital sphere, the next logical step is obviously to try and master the physical world, albeit in a realm where your opponents are significantly more tangible and probably less concerned about your privacy settings. What's next for Zuck, we wonder? Maybe he'll moonwalk on the moon or form a techno-rock band featuring AI-powered guitars. Or perhaps, and this is purely speculative, launch a social media platform exclusively for jiu-jitsu enthusiasts. Face choke, engage with pals and choke them out in a friendly spar. A whole new level of poking your friends indeed. Oh, and who wouldn't kill for a glimpse of Zuckerberg attempting a flying armbar in a GI? Priceless. Swinging back to the core subject of our discourse, we now move to an entree cooked up with Israel Adasanya and John Jones, and seasoned generously with the audacious claims of Chael Sonnen. He's the kind of guy who could charm a particularly ornery honey badger into taking a nap. Sonnen seems convinced that Adasanya is on the fast track to achieving the same pay-per-view stardom as Conor McGregor. Yes, the same McGregor who's equally renowned for launching a whiskey brand as he is for launching a dolly at a bus. But hey, who's keeping track of such trivial details, right? Sonnen is also championing the narrative that Adesanya and Jones are embroiled in a high-stakes contest for the best fighter title in the UFC, while conveniently sidestepping the minor detail that they're separated by two entire weight divisions. It's a bit like comparing the height of two individuals, one standing on solid ground and the other perched atop a ladder. But let's not overlook the fact that in the grand theater of combat sports, it's not the size of the warrior in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the warrior. In that context, Adesanya isn't merely a big dog, he's an alpha wolf leading the pack. Next on our fight card, we have the ongoing saga between Juliana Pena and Raquel Pennington. This feud, which smacks of the dramatic undertones of a daytime soap opera, originated during their time on The Ultimate Fighter Season 18.
I feel like Juliana has to find a way to make herself relevant. You know, she sat there and she upset the world and she won the world title.
Pena found Pennington's friendly advances as genuine as a $3 bill and was left flabbergasted when Pennington revealed her as the one fighter she'd love to rearrange in the octagon. It's like an intricate ballet of rivalry, with more jabs, hooks, and chokes, and fewer implausible amnesia storylines. Can't wait for the sequel, The Young, the Restless, and the Pugilistic. It's an entirely novel spin on the concept of frenemies. The only stage fitting for such an explosive showdown is, of course, the legendary octagon. Speaking of rivalries, it seems Justin Gaethje is not too happy with Islam Makhachev. Gaethje seems to think that Makhachev's dominance is as impressive as a goldfish trying to boss around a school of piranhas. He's raring for a face-off to validate his claim and perceives this potential showdown as a golden ticket to avenging his past losses to Khabib and Oliveira. It's like scoring a 2-for-1 deal at your favorite burger joint, with a serving of extra punches and a significantly lower calorie count. Geiji is busy preparing a gourmet dish of retribution, garnished with a generous side of vengeance fries. Makachev, be forewarned. Geiji's got a special dish in the kitchen, and it has your name on it. In other riveting news, we have the flamboyant Michael Venom Page, a man whose knockouts are so impeccably executed, you'd be forgiven for thinking his opponents were auditioning for a mannequin challenge. Rumor has it that Page is considering a move to the UFC after making an appearance at a recent UFC fight night in London. When quizzed about it, UFC executive David Shaw played it coy, responding with an elusive, "Ask Dana." A classic case of passing the buck, or, in this case, the hot potato. But seriously, who wouldn't love to see Page inject his venom into the UFC? It's like adding a black mamba to a pit full of rattlesnakes. Then there's the Scottish bear Jew Paul Craig, fresh off his victory over Andre Muniz and the only man to have conquered former champ Jamal Hill. Craig now has his sights set on Bo Nickal, despite the UFC's attempts to shield Nickal from top contenders. It's akin to a high-stakes chess match, with Nickal as the coveted queen. But as any seasoned chess player would tell you, even a seemingly insignificant pawn can take down a queen under the right circumstances. Nickal, beware. Craig is homing in on your crown, and in this Grandmaster game, it's either checkmate or be checkmated. Lastly, let's touch upon the controversial McCann-Stolyarenko fight, where referee Jason Herzog has taken some heat for his delayed intervention. In a commendable display of professional accountability, Herzog took to Twitter to acknowledge his error and admit that he should have stepped in sooner. It's like realizing you should have pulled your chicken out of the oven about 10 minutes ago when you smell the overpowering aroma of charred poultry. Except instead of a burnt dinner, we're talking about a fighter dealing with a severe arm injury. A sobering reminder for all to keep an eye on the clock. Or, in Herzog's case, keep a vigilant eye on the fighter whose arm is being twisted into an unnatural pretzel. And there you have it, folks. That's all for today's exhaustive deep dive into the exhilarating world of UFC and MMA. Be sure to hit that like button, drop your comments below, and subscribe for your regular dose of combat sports updates. The next time someone suggests you take a hike, let them know you'd much rather watch grown adults pummel each other in the face. It's far less strenuous and infinitely more entertaining. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, remember to keep your guard high, chin down, and swing like you mean it. And if all else fails, heed the timeless wisdom of Mike Tyson. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Stay safe, fellow fight enthusiasts.